In this video, I'm going to show you how to implement lead recovery into your business so you never lose a potential client ever again. So specifically, we're going to talk about how to implement lead recovery using AI voice agents. So first off, what is lead recovery? Well, this is whenever you have somebody that is showing interest in your service. So maybe they go to your website and they start completing your funnel, but they get to the final stage of the funnel, which is usually an appointment booking. And at that point they leave. So maybe it starts out by them completing a qualifying questionnaire, which a lot of businesses have. They go through that, they answer all the questions, but then they get to this page where they see the actual calendar and they say, you know what, I'm not ready to actually book an appointment. I don't really trust this business enough. I'm not willing to make this commitment yet. And so what do? They leave. So this is the problem. You have somebody that was actually interested in your service, but they weren't 100% convinced. So they left the funnel. So how do we recover these people and actually push them across the finish line to book an appointment? Well, this is where the AI voice agent comes in. The solution here is to add an additional step in your funnel after your questionnaire where you just capture their name and phone number. Most people are going to be willing to give that. If they've already answered a few questions, they're probably willing to give their name and phone number, especially if you frame it in a way where you are seeing if they qualify for your offer. That's the best way. So you can see here I wrote, find out if you qualify. So people are usually willing to complete that whole series of questions and give their name and phone number if it's going to tell them at the end, like, hey, you actually qualify for our offer. And then once you have this info, now you have the ability to actually push these people over the edge and get them to book an appointment if they weren't ready in the moment. And the reason this works is because think about what is the reason that causes people to not book the appointment. It's usually because they simply don't have enough information or they don't trust you enough yet. And what's a very easy way to build trust or give information? Well, a phone call. If you hopped on a phone call with these people that are completing your form, you could answer any question they might have. Maybe they want to know about the price. Maybe they want to know about what exactly they get as part of your service. All those questions can be answered on the phone. So if you have an AI voice agent that can call these people, answer their questions, and book them into an appointment, then you have effectively solved this problem and you are able to now recover these missed revenue opportunities in your business. So how do you actually implement this in your business? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to build a automation workflow in GoHighLevel, which looks something like this. It starts out with a form submission. So like I showed you earlier, when they provide their name and phone number, that's what's going to trigger the automation. And what happens next is that we wait for 5 minutes. So we're basically giving the prospect some time to decide if they actually want to book an appointment. And if after 5 minutes they haven't booked, then it probably means they already left the webpage. So after those 5 minutes, then we have a conditional node where we say, okay, is the person booking an appointment? Have they booked? In that case, we do nothing. But if they did not book, then at that point, we're going to initiate a phone call. And on this phone call, that's where we're going to answer their questions and get them to book an appointment. Now, a question that a lot of people have is, well, how exactly do these voice agents work? How do they convince people to book the appointment? Well, it's really simple. It just comes down to answering questions and concerns that the prospect might have. And you can give your agent the ability to do that by simply creating a knowledge base. So just think about what are the common questions that your prospects have, put all of that into a Word doc, and you can upload that into your voice agent platform. And now it has the ability to answer all those questions. And then the other thing you have to do is make sure you integrate your voice agent into your calendar. And now it actually has the ability to book appointments into your calendar. So that's the high-level overview of how all of this works, how we use AI to recover leads. Now I'm going to show you how to actually implement this in your GoHighLevel account. All right, so this is a little funnel that I made using one of GoHighLevel's templates. And you can see here there's a button that says find out if you qualify. So your prospect would go here, they would do this little form. And then you can see here at the end of it, it just asks for the name and phone number. So I'll put in some info here and then I'll submit this form. And you can see now I'm redirected to the calendar page. But let's say the person is not ready to book the appointment, so they leave this page. So what we need to do is we need to make it so that after they completed that initial part of the form, we start that automation that waits for 5 minutes. So let's actually build that out right now. So I go to GoHighLevel, I go to my automation tab on the left, create new workflow, start from scratch. And the first node here is going to be a trigger node, which is going to be the form submitted trigger. And I will add a filter to choose which form, and we can save that. Next, we're going to add a wait node. Just type in wait, put the delay for 5 minutes. Next, we can add a conditional node. So it's an if else. And remember here, the goal is to see if the person has booked an appointment. So you can click here, you can choose your contact details, choose last appointment at, and we want to see if it exists. So if the last appointment is empty, that means they did not book an appointment. So right here where it says if last appointment is empty, this is where we want to actually initiate the phone call. So to initiate the call, you're going to put in a webhook And this is where you actually put in all the information to your API endpoint that's going to actually initiate the phone call. So I already made a tutorial on how exactly to initiate phone calls to retail AI from GoHighLevel. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and watch that video for the exact steps on how to implement this. But there's the high level concept is you want to put in the API endpoint here, and then you put in all your info about the contact and any other information you might need on that phone call right here. All right, so I have copied in the necessary information. I'm going to save this. And now we have on our if branch, if there's no appointment booked, then we make the phone call. And if there is an appointment booked, we simply do nothing because we obviously got our goal. All right, I'm going to hit save and I'm going to publish this. And now when I run through the funnel again, I'm going to go through the funnel and I'm not going to book an appointment. And after 5 minutes, we're going to see that I get a phone call. All right, so I'm going to complete the form again, put in my name here. And now I'm not going to book an appointment. Then I'm going to wait 5 minutes. I'm going to fast forward the video and we should see that I get a phone call. All right, so you can see I'm getting a phone call. Let's answer it.
Hello, Felipe. I saw that you filled out our form online but didn't book an appointment. Are there any questions or concerns I can answer about our service?
Yeah, how much does it cost?
Yeah, so the service has a one-time fee of $3,000. Would you like to go ahead and book an appointment to talk more about it?
Wait, but what exactly do I get with this service?
Sure. So with the service, you get weekly one-on-one calls, and we'll work closely with you to help you reach your goals. Is this something you'd like to discuss further in an appointment?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm booking your appointment now. You'll get a confirmation soon.
All right, so you can see that it was able to answer any questions I had about the service that was being offered, and then it booked me into an appointment. So this is how we do lead recovery by using GoHighLevel and AI voice agents. If you need more help with actually implementing the details on this, check out my other videos, for example, on how to integrate this with Calendly. And let me know in the comments if any part of this was unclear, if you need help with any other part of implementing AI voice agents. All right, bye.